Good day, grade 10 students. This is our last lesson for this week of Science 10. But before we start with it, let us have first a prayer. Once again, good day, grade 10 students. How are you today? I hope that you and your loved ones are in good condition. Before we start with our new lesson, let us do first a recap of what we have discussed in our last video. In our last video, we have discussed about the central dogma in molecular biology, which included the processes that takes place on how the genes or the codes in the DNA are transcribed and translated to become proteins. It includes the three processes, which are the DNA replication, the RNA transcription, and the protein translation from RNA. Now we are going to discuss a new lesson which is also related to heredity, inheritance, and variation. It is all about what can you see in the picture. What do you think is our topic for this video? It is all about mutation. Okay? So there are some points that the process of decoding the DNA includes mistakes. Okay, so there are at some points the process is not that perfect, and that results to mutation. For this video, you will learn the different types of mutation, how it takes place, and what are the effects on it in a human body. So, at any change in the sequence of nitrogenous base or in the DNA, any mistake in the transcription of the genetic information from DNA to RNA to the protein may cause it to change in the overall aspect of a human body. So, di ba nga, kung makikita ninyo, complicated yung process ng pagkakode. Kailangan tama yung maipapares doon sa A, sa C, sa G, saka sa T. Once kasi na merong mamali, or once na merong maisingit doon sa loob ng coding process na yon, all of the following codes will be affected. So, isang pagkakamali lang, atrasado na ibang codes, di ba? Meron nang mali dun sa sequence and iba na yung matatranslate na protein. So changes in the protein structure or level of expression may lead to changes in cellular properties and behavior. As a result, the organism is affected. Okay. So paano ba nangyayari yung mutation? It is caused by mutagens, or yung tinatawag nating factors that causes mutation. They are called as mutagens. They are commonly in the form of toxic chemicals and harmful radiation. So sa mga kinakain or mga ini-intake na chemicals, lalo na kapag nagbubuntis yung isang woman, di ba? May mga certain food or chemicals na kailangan hindi nila intake. May mga medicines nga na kailangan nila hindi i-intake kasi nga merong yung side effects sa development ng isang baby. Kasi na-alter nun yung information na nabubuo pa lang dun sa baby. And also harmful radiation. So di ba pag na-expose sa isang radiation like yung naipaliwanag ko sa inyo sa week number 2 of our Science 10, yung X-rays and gamma rays which releases radiation, ina-alter nila yung codes or sequence na makikita sa ating DNA. And also yung mga pagkakaroon ng nuclear power plant breach, di ba? Maalala ninyo yung Chernobyl power plant and yung nangyaring pagkalat ng nuclear chemicals doon sa paglindol sa Japan noong 2011 or 13 yata yun. So nagkaroon siya ng side effects sa mga tao. Nagkaroon ng birth defects yung mga bata. And hindi lang yun. Worst thing is that it transfer not only in one generation but it sometimes lasts for up to 4 to 7 generations yung effects ng mutation. Okay, kasi naipapasa to. Meron tayong certain types ng mutation that can occur in different types of cells. It may be for reproductive and body cells. Only mutations in sex cells or body or reproductive cells can be passed to offsprings. So kapag ka ang nangyaring mutation ay nasa sperm cell at as egg cell, kung palyado or merong defect dun sa sperm cell, tapos sasama siya sa isang healthy egg cell, may chance na merong 50% probability na pwedeng makuha yung trait na naging defective doon sa sperm cell or egg cell. So mutations affect the reproductive cells of an organism by changing the sequence of nucleotides within a gene in a sperm or an egg cell. So nababago nga yung sequencing. So if these cells are fertilized, then the mutated gene becomes a part of the genetic makeup of the offspring. If mutation is severe, the resulting protein may be non-functional and the embryo may not develop. So di ba nga kunyari, may nadagdag na code, tapos ang nangyari na sa code ay stop codon. Hindi pa tapos siyang i-translate, na stop agad. So ang mangyayari, yung codes na dapat i-translate, hindi na-translate. So ano yung mangyayari doon? Pwedeng magkaroon ng amputated parts. So hindi develop yung fingers, yung arms, yung legs. So kasi nga, nag-stop ka agad, na iba kasi yung code. O kaya naman, imbis na ganito yung maipakita, nag-iba yung kulay. For example, nag-iba yung kulay ng eyes, ng hair. Imbis na ganito yung kulay, is naging bago. Yung mga nangyayari din, kung nakita niyo sa KMGS, dati yung albinism, yung mapuputi sila. So, nag-iba kasi, nagkaroon ng mutation doon sa may certain body part. Meron din naman na, sa sobrang dami ng na-code, is sobrang lumaki naman yung body part. Yung tinatawag nating gigantism. Gigantism, yung lumalaki yung paa, yung kamay, o kaya naman sa kulang, nagkaroon ng stature height, lumiit, may mga ganon. All of that are examples of mutations that can be passed into offsprings. Okay? So, let's go with the different, another types of mutation, yung gene mutation and chromosomal mutation. Pag sinabi nating gene mutation, ito yung nagbabago yung sequence ng DNA. Pag sinabi naman chromosomal mutation, ito yung diba sabi sa inyo, meron tayong chromosome, doon naka-store yung DNA. Ito talaga yung malaking epekto kasi one chromosome contains different types of DNA, maraming nakapaloob dyan. Sabi ko sa inyo, in a normal human person, we have 23 pairs. Okay, may iba kasi, ang nangyayari sa chromosome nila, nagkukulang, o kaya naman, nag-iiba yung shape, o kaya naman, sumosobra, kaya nagkakaroon ng additional traits or kulang na traits dun sa isang person. Hindi lang naman to sa person pwede rin siya sa hayop. Di ba? May mga hayop din tayo nakikita na putol ang legs, yung mga gano'n na pinapanganak, di ba? May iba ay maliliit yung buntot, magkaiba yung kulay ng eyes. So, epekto rin yun ng mutation na tinatawag natin. Okay? So, most mutation are harmful. Some mutations in a body can cause cancer or disease. Pwede yun. Yung diabetes, pwede siyang inherit, di ba? While mutations in sex cells can cause birth defects. Tandaan, pag sa body cells, pwede siyang mag-cause ng cancer. Sa sex cells, birth defects. Okay? A severe mutation may lead to cell death and may have no effect on the body. Pwede siyang mag-cause ng cell death or pwede rin namang wala siyang effect. Okay? May mga tinatawag tayong ganun. Some mutations may be useful for the species. Pwede rin siya maging useful. For example, yung mutation sa blood proteins prevent viruses or parasites to thrive in host organism. Diba? May mga organisms na resistant na sa sakit. May mga ipinapanganak na hindi gaanong nagkakasakit dahil nga kakaiba yung kanilang DNA sequence. Merong mutation. So tayo din, di ba? May mga innate na tayong immunity. So dahil nga sa mutation, nag-adapt na yung katawan natin, so pwedeng nag-cause na ng changes dun sa genetic makeup. Meron din naman, katulad ng mga virus, yung coronavirus disease 2019 natin, meron siyang mutation din, di ba? Nagiging resistant na siya sa iba't ibang bagay or paraan. So may mga ganun ding type ng mutation. Okay? Many diseases are caused by the effects of inherited genes. In most cases, there is only a small difference between DNA molecules. Sabi nga sa inyo kanina, small difference make big differences. Kasi nga, pag may nabago lang na code doon, iba na yung matatranslate ng na protein. This difference is enough to cause serious and often fatal diseases. Diba? May mga pinapanganak talaga na grabe yung birth defect. Yung mga walang puso, walang ganitong body part. Diba? May mga ganon. O kaya naman, yung mga conjoined twins, mga ganyan. O kaya may mga extra body parts na hindi naman na kailangan. So, they may be passed from one generation to the next if present sa gametes niya. Kung nasa sperm cell or egg cell. Okay? So, we have this point mutation or tinatawag nating gene mutation. Yung mutation na nangyayari sa loob ng DNA sequence. So, let us put in analogy. Ito kunwari yung DNA codes or sequence natin. Yung parang ATCG kanina. We have BEAST. For example, yan yung code na nasa DNA. As gene code for the subtypes of point mutation, we use this word, BEAST or BEAST. So, may nangyayaring insertion sa itong type ng gene or point mutation, one base is added to the sequence. So, paano ba yon? Example, yung BEAST, nadagdagan ng isang word ng R, which is now becomes breast. So, hindi na siya BEAST, malaking changes, iba na yung meaning. Breast na siya. So, ganyan yung nangyayari kapag karoon ng insertion. May sumisingit na code doon sa coding process na hindi naman kailangan. So, nagiging nag-a-alter yung kailangan na ita-translate from BEAST naging breast. Okay? So, next one, deletion. One base is deleted from the sequence. So, meron din naman na nade-delete or nawawala. So, for example, yung BEAST, nawala yung E. So, from BEAST, naging BEST. Okay? So, diba, nag-iba na rin yung meaning niya. Hindi na BEAST yung mata-translate, BEST na siya. So, ganyan din yung mangyayari kapag nawala yung isang nucleotide doon sa may ating gene sequence. And then, lastly, yung inversion. Two bases exchange position. Example niya, yung BEAST, nagpalit yung SNT na nasa dulo. Inverted na. So, we have bits. Naging bits na from the word BEAST. So, yan ay tatlong uri ng point mutation. Pwedeng magkaroon ng bagong sequence kapag may dinagdag na code or insertion, pag may nabura, deletion, or pag may nagpalit ng pwesto or inversion. So, ano yung nagiging effect ng point mutation or gene mutation? So, magkakaroon nyo ng 4 effects. Una yung frame shift mutation. So, kapag sa insertion, for example, may nadagdag na another base dito, yung UUA, naging UUGA, lahat na ng codes ay mapapalitan. So, that is frame shift mutation. Then, we have silent mutation. So, for example, yung UUA, ang ibig sabihin niyan sa amino acid kapag translate ay leucine. Ngayon, for example, yung UUA, yung U dito, napalitan ng C. Okay? So, ang tawag dyan naman kapag translate yung CUA ay leucine pa rin. So, luckily, kahit na napalitan yung isang code, pagka tinranslate sila, parehas pa rin naman yung magiging ibig sabihin na leucine. That is silent mutation kasi wala namang mababago. Okay? And then we have missense and nonsense mutation. Missense. Okay, may sense daw kapag nag-iba na yung amino acid kapag translate siya. For example, yung UA, yung U dito napalitan ng G, hindi na siya leucine, naging valine. Okay? So, iba na yung amino acid na nagko-code sa kanya. So, that is missense mutation. And then, lastly, yung nonsense mutation. Paano naman yon? Yung, for example, yung UUA, yung nasa gitnang U, napalitan ng A. And then, yung UAA pa lang, ibig sabihin nun ay stop codon. So, mag-i-stop na mag-copy yun. Hihinto na sila sa pagka-copy. So, that is nonsense. Yung mga susunod na genes na hindi pa nakaka-copy, hindi na yun makaka-copy, mag-i-stop na. So, mawawala na yung specific trait or body part na nandoon sa mga kailangan pa i-translate na hindi na na-translate kasi dumating na yung stop codon na hindi pa dapat dumating. Okay? So, tinapos na kahit meron pa. Okay? So, nawala na ng saysay. Naging nonsense mutation na. Grabe, hugot ano. Okay? So, chromosomal mutation naman tayo. Okay? Change in the structure of chromosomes. Okay? So, sa point mutation sa codes. Okay? Pag chromosomal mutation, yun naman yung mismong chromosome pwedeng nagkukulang, nagbabago yung size, nagbabago yung part, may nawawala. Sa una ay translocation. A part of chromosome is broken and attached to another chromosome. Okay? May kinuha sa part ng chromosome tapos dinala sa ibang part. So, anong nangyari? Nagkulang na yung part na to, siya yung nadagdagan na hindi naman niya kailangan. Okay? So, parang may hugot din. So, nawala, may kinuha sa kanya, dinagdag sa kanya. Sa isa. Okay, ganun niya. May kinuhang part, then nilagay sa another part ng chromosome. Deletion. A part of chromosome is broken. So, sa translocation, di ba, tinanggal, tapos inilipat sa iba. Kinuha ng iba. Sa deletion naman, hindi kinuha ng iba. Walang nangyari. Basta nawala na lang. Tinanggal lang yung part na yon. Okay? I-let go, kumbaga. Okay? So, dinelete doon sa may chromosomes na yon. Okay? And then, inversion naman. A part of chromosome is broken and reversed and reinserted into the chromosome. So, pag inversion, natanggal, tapos nabaligtad, and then binalik. Okay? So, gano'n naman yung inversion. Natanggal siya from the original, tapos naputol, binaligtad, and then nag-reinsert. Sige, samahan natin ng in real life ba? So, kung for example, tinanggal siya, okay? Nagbago, nagpumalit, tapos binalik ulit. Okay? Diba? So, ganyan, mas matatandaan ninyo ngayon yan. So, pag translocation, tinanggal, tapos kinuha ng iba, nilagay sa iba. Deletion, automatic tanggal. Okay, stop na. Okay? Pag inversion, inalis, bumalik, at nagbago. Okay, so ganun siya. So, ganyan yung nangyayari. So, deletion, ayan, natatanggal yung part, tapos na dinadala sa iba. Translocation, hindi ito na-discuss kanina, dinadala sa iba, but imbang part na siya. Okay? Para siyang inversion din. Ito yung inversion kasi. Ito yung original, binaligtad, tapos in-reinsert. Tapos yung duplication, ito pala, yung duplication, hindi siya nabanggit. Yun yung dinoble yung isang part. Okay? So, for example, ito lang siya, tapos lumaki tuloy siya kasi dumoble siya. Okay? Parang nag-increase ng weight, kumbaga ganon. Okay? So, dati lang siya, tapos ngayon, ito na siya, nadagdagan. So that is the different types of the mutation in chromosome. Okay, again, pag deletion, tinanggal yung isang part. Translocation, ito siya, kinuha sa kanya, nilipat sa iba. Okay, duplication, dinoble yung isang part. Inversion, tinanggal, ni-reverse, ibinalik. Okay, so yan yung different types of chromosomal mutation. Na ngayon, ano yung side effects? Or ano yung makikita natin kapag nagkaroon ng mutation? Ano na yung mangyayari kapag nag-iba na yung sequence? Okay, so there are medical problems or birth defects associated with mutation. Actually, it is only a few, pero marami pa yan. You can access on your flash drive later on kung ano yung mga yon. May mga certain muna tayong discuss. Ito yung mga sa chromosomal mutation lang. Pero yung sa point mutation, and sa other types of mutation, pwede nyo makita sa flash drive. So, una dyan yung Down syndrome. Most common mutation that happens at birth and dala nila hanggang pagtanda na. So, naririnig nyo na siguro to, Down syndrome is usually caused by an extra copy of chromosome 21. So, we have, again, ilan yung chromosomes natin? We have 23 pairs, 23 pares. Ibig sabihin, we have 46 in overall. Ngayon ang nangyayari sa number 21 chromosome, nagkakaroon ng additional copy. So, nagkakaroon ng trisomy or pangatlong chromosome. So, nagkakaroon ng 47 in total na chromosomes. So, characteristics include decreased muscle tone, stockier build, asymmetrical skull, slanting eyes, and mild to moderate mental retardation. So, ganito yung itsura nung mga may Down syndrome. Okay? So, bakit nga ba sila madalas magkakamukha? Kasi nga, isa lang yung trait na meron sila, which is the trisomy 21. Okay, so, ganyan yung mga itsura nila. Okay, so dapat hindi sila kinukutsa o hindi sila binubuli. They can also serve as inspiration kasi some of these are mentally gifted din naman, di ba? May mga special skills din silang kayang gawin. So, intindihin natin na they are on mutation din. Meron silang mutation, nagkamali yung chromosomes, may additional copy. So, that's the result. That's their life. But they are inspiring because some of them are have special abilities or skills that we can be proud of. Okay? So, ganyan yung mga characteristics nila. Maliliit yung fingers, matataba yung characteristics. Flattened yung kanilang skull. And then yung eyes guys, magkahamukha din, di ba? So, ganyan yung itsura nung mayroong mga problems na tinatawag nating Down syndrome or trisomy 21. So, ganito kasi yung normal human karyotype. So, napag-aralan nyo na ito sa grade 9 science. Di ba, we have 23. Ang arrangement nila is from biggest to smallest. And then yung panghuli, yung ating sex cells. XX, XY, XX kapag babae, XY kapag lalaki. Okay? So, yung laging nasa dulo. Parehas na malaki sa dulo, XX. And then, maliit yung isa, yung XY naman yun. So, maliit sila. Okay, ganyan yung itsura ng chromosomes. And then, take note din yung chromosomes number 13 to 15, malalapit sa ibabaw nila yung gitna ng chromosome o tinatawag nating centromeres. Kasi meron kayo mamayang activities na kailangan sagutan. Meron dong naka-spread out sa activity number ninyo ng activity number 4, I guess. Naka-spread out dun yung mga chromosomes and then hahanapin nyo yung kapares nila. And then, i-arrange nyo sila from 1 to 23. So, titignan ninyo kung saan magkakaroon ng birth defect, kung saan mayroong problema. Okay, so tandaan niyo lang itong original arrangement nila. So, ilalagay ko rin siya sa flash drive ninyo para hindi kayo malito or isasend ko sa inyong group chat para maging basihan ng tamang arrangement. So, anong nangyayari kapag ka may Down syndrome? Ayan, may extra 20, sa 21st pair of the chromosome, may extra chromosome. So, it leads to number 47 chromosome. Okay? So, ganyan yung nangyayari kapag may Down syndrome. May extra chromosome na pumapares or dumidikit sa 21st pair of chromosomes that we have. Okay? Next one is the Cri-du-Chat syndrome. Cri-du-Chat syndrome is caused by the deletion of part of a short arm of chromosome number 5. So, may natanggal na part dun sa chromosome number 5. So, deletion yun. So, lumiit siya. And that is what we call as the Cri-du-Chat syndrome. So, Cri-du-Chat is a term, French term, which means the babies are making high-pitched cries. Okay, malalakas iyak nila na parang pusa yung tunog. Okay, I have not downloaded it, but I can put it on your flash drive or GC when we have online consultation. If you are curious also, you can look for it in the internet. Affected individuals have wide-set eyes, a small head and jaw, and are moderately to severely mentally retarded and very short. So, mentally retarded, sabihin hindi ganong nagpa-process yung utak when it comes to the cognition. Okay? So, ito yung kanilang itsura. Okay, so, ganyan sila, small slanted eyes nga. And, flat yung kanilang appearance, so ganyan sila, and they have high-pitched cries which sounds like cat. So they are having Cri-du-Chat syndrome. Okay, so ganyan yung itsura nila. Okay, so we have large head and face, pag ganun yung eyes, diba? Tapos meron dito sa baka, okay, meron siyang navel, yung navel skin natin, may excess skin, ganyan yung itsura nung may Cri-du-Chat syndrome. Okay. So, yun nga. Ito yung chromosome. Hindi na sila pantay. Di ba dapat pantay sila? Merong part na na-delete dito sa may shorter arm ng ating chromosome. Okay? Third one, Edwards syndrome. Edwards syndrome is a trisomy of chromosome number 18. So, sa number 18 naman na chromosome, nagkaroon ng additional copy. So, symptoms include mental and motor retardation and numerous congenital anomalies causing serious health problem. About 99% die in infancy. Sadly, di ba? 99% die. So, ilan lang nagsusurvive when they are born. However, those who live past their first birthday usually are quite healthy thereafter. Ganun din naman, may mga nagsusurvive after 1 year, may mga nagde-degrade din yung kanilang health condition. They have a characteristic hand appearance with clenched hands and overlapping fingers. So, magkakapatong yung fingers and clench. Okay? So, ganun yung itsura nila. Okay, so, pasintabi lang. So, viewer discretion is advised. So, that is the appearance, no? Medyo antig ng pusong tignan or nakakaawa minsan tignan. But, they want to live. But, if there is no small chance talaga, we cannot do anything but support them until they can. Ay, di ba? Kasi nga, trisomy 18, important siguro yung mga codes or genes na nandun. And it is important that there is a family support for this kind of situation because it is very challenging, you know. But if you are a fighter, you can fight for your child if you will have a child like this. Okay? Hopefully not, but we cannot dictate what will happen in the future. Okay, so ganyan yung itsura nila, yung clenched fingers and overlapping yung eyes and ears nila malformed din. So ganyan yung itsura. Para sila, mostly din may mga cleft palate din sila or bingot na tinatawag. Okay? So yun nga, additional copy of number 18 pair of chromosome is added to the karyotype or the chromosomes. Okay? Fourth one is the Klinefelter syndromes or the XXY. Okay? Men with this condition are usually sterile or baog and tend to have longer arms and legs and to be taller than their peers. They are often shy and quiet and have a higher incidence of speech delay. They may also develop breasts like females. Ito yung nangyayari kapag, di ba, XY lang yung sa males. Kaya lang sa Klinefelter syndrome, nadadagdagan ng isang X na pambabae. So, meron silang characteristics na pambabae, yung wider hips, nagkakaroon ng development of breasts, and smaller speech. Okay? So, they have longer arms and taller than their peers. So, before I click the image, you can, if you do not want to, you can pause, skip, okay? Okay, so, viewer discretion is advised again. So, we have this. So, ito yung normal male. May Klinefelter ganito. Meron silang developed breasts. And then, yung hips, yung kanilang, yung bewang is medyo slim. Kamukha sa babae. Tapos may wide hips. Unlike sa males. And also, they are sterile. Okay, kasi nga, underdeveloped yung testes nila. And they cannot produce their own offspring. So, ganito yung itsura. Okay? So, ayan. So, mayroon taller nga, broader hips and longer legs, larger breasts, weaker bones, lower energy level, katulad ng babae, hindi ganun ka-active, and delay in puberty, and sterile nga. Okay. Less din yung kanilang body hairs, wala silang pubic hair, o kaya naman wala silang underarm hair. Okay? So, ayun, XXY, nadadagdagan ng isang X yung kanilang sex chromosomes. Okay? Then, the last one, we have Turner syndromes or XO. So, sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, ang females, ang kanilang sex chromosomes are XX. But for some instance, nawawala yung isang X or XO or X0. Female sexual characteristics are present but are underdeveloped. Okay, so andun nga pero underdeveloped. They often have a short stature, maliliit, low hairline, abnormal eye features, and bone development, and a cave-in appearance to the chest. So, underdeveloped din yung kanilang breasts and some do not experience menstruation, hindi nire-regla, kulang sa development ng pambabae. Okay? So, ganyan yung itsura nila. Maliliit sila, no breasts, no menstruation. Meron din silang mga parang freckles sa katawan na nakakala. Okay, so viewer discretion ulit. So, ayun, nawala yung isang X dun sa ating karyotype or sa chromosome. Okay, so these are the different types of mutation, the causes of mutation, the effects of mutation, and the different birth defects. Actually, there's a lot more. Pwede yung albinism, yung mas sobrang maputi, yung katawan, yung iba naman yung colorblind, o kaya naman ay may sakit na namamana. If you still have questions about our lesson, you can contact me during our consultation type or participate on our video conference. Now, if you do not have, you can answer activity 3 to 4 on your assessment sheets. Now, I'm leaving you with this values integration. Answer it and I will also check it on your learning packet. So, suppose, okay, so imagine lang naman, so, put yourself in the context, kumbaga. Suppose that you are a first-time mother or a father. Okay, if you're a girl mother, of course, a father if you're good. And ikaw, o kaya your wife, if you are the father, is now 6 months pregnant. So, 6 na buwan na. So, you decided to undergo a 3D ultrasound. Uso na ngayon yan, yung 3D ultrasound. Nakikita mo na talaga yung, hindi lang basta parang silhouette lang yung nakikita. Kumbaga, yung buong features na ng bata, pwede makita. To see the development of the baby. As you get the image from the machine, you notice the deformities on the baby's body parts. The OB-GYN explained what syndrome you saw on the image. And based on studies, only 1 in 21,700 live birth. So, ilan din nakapag-survive. So, how will you tell and explain to your wife or your husband about it? Okay? Will you decide to continue your or her pregnancy? Why or why not? Okay? Ano sa tingin nyo? Okay? It's up to you to answer the values integration. Now, I'm leaving you with this Bible verse to end my discussion. Or do you not know your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you were bought with a price. So glorify God in your body. Salamat tayo kung ano man yung nasa katawan natin, kung sino man tayo. That comes from 1 Corinthians 6:19. Thank you for listening this video and watching this. I hope you learn well and you learn something from this discussion. Okay, so once again, I'm Mr. Rolly C. Franco, your teacher in Science 10. Thank you and God bless. Happy learning, revision.